My beloved child, something shifted in the unseen last night, something so rare, so divine, so intentional, that even the angels stood still. On November 29th, a date marked in the spirit long before you were born, Archangel Michael stepped forward with a message that carries the weight of destiny. He says your soulmate, the one heaven has written into your soul's blueprint, was assigned to you again last night. This reconnection wasn't random. It wasn't accidental. It was a heavenly correction to bring back what you were meant to carry in this lifetime. From the very first breath of today, your spirit has been sensing something unusual, a strange calm mixed with a quiet pull, a silent wonder. That is because your soul felt the shift before your mind understood it. Archangel Michael has been guarding the doorway of your heart, aligning your path with someone who carries a key, a spiritual key, to unlock a part of your calling that you cannot activate alone. Tonight, as you hear these words, a light is opening above you, a divine spotlight. And in that light is the truth. Your connection must be revealed. But listen closely, because the way Archangel Michael showed it is not what you expect. Dearest one, he revealed that this soulmate isn't just someone you like. This is someone whose spirit has touched yours in another timeline, another chapter, another beginning. That is why the pull feels ancient. That is why the familiarity feels impossible. And that is why no matter how many times life created distance, heaven keeps weaving you back toward each other. Last night, Archangel Michael reassigned their energy to your path because the time for delay has expired. Your heart has waited long enough. Your spirit has fought long enough. Your destiny has been patient long enough. He said there is a connection that has been drifting, wandering, suspended between fear and timing. But heaven made its decision. Heaven moved first. Heaven said, reveal. Yet what is coming next is the part most people would miss, and you must not. This connection carries an awakening, not just romance. A divine activation, a sharpening of intuition, a lifting of your inner voice. When two souls that are spiritually paired finally come into alignment, heaven uses their union as a vessel, a bridge, a spark. That spark is what Archangel Michael is talking about. And my beloved soul, your spark has been reignited. But listen, he showed me something else, something surprising, something most people would overlook, something that will make your spirit tremble for a moment. Your soulmate has been wrestling with something heavy, a confusion, a fear, a pressure that didn't come from God. And last night, Archangel Michael cut through a spiritual fog that surrounded them. He cleared a block. He pushed back an influence. He removed a distraction. Something or someone that was standing in the way of clarity has been stripped of their power. That is why the connection must be revealed now. That is why you were guided to this message today. Heaven is moving in real time. And although you cannot see it yet, your soulmate has already felt the inner shift. Their spirit was touched. Their dreams were stirred. Their heart was nudged. Archangel Michael whispered to them in their sleep, it is time. This is the first sign of reactivation. Beloved heart, something deeper is unfolding around you than you realize. Ever since the spiritual reassignment that happened last night, Archangel Michael has been placing a divine spotlight on your path. This spotlight is not exposing your weaknesses or your doubts. It is illuminating the truth you were never meant to overlook. He is urging you to recognize the signs that have been quietly appearing, signs you may have brushed off as coincidence. Nothing about this moment is accidental. The timing, the alignment, the stirring inside your chest, the dreams you cannot fully explain, all of it is happening because your soul is waking up to a connection that heaven has preserved across lifetimes. Archangel Michael showed me that your energy did not just shift last night. It expanded. A subtle but powerful vibration rippled out from your spirit, and your soulmate felt it instantly, whether they understood it or not. This is what happens when destiny calls. Two spirits linked by divine purpose cannot ignore the pull forever. Even when separated by distance, silence, confusion, or earthly challenges, heaven brings them back into each other's orbit at the exact moment alignment is necessary. And on November 29th, that alignment was restored. You may have sensed waves of emotion rising inside you, a sudden memory, an unexplainable longing, or a moment of stillness that came with clarity you didn't expect. These are spiritual echoes. They are reminders that the bond between you and this person goes far beyond the physical plane. Archangel Michael explained that this connection is not karmic or unfinished. It is chosen. Chosen by your soul. Chosen by theirs. Chosen by heaven. And chosen for a season such as this. For so long, you have carried unanswered questions. You have wondered why you felt such depth towards someone who wasn't fully in your arms yet. Why their name has weight. Why their presence feels like home even when their voice is silent. Why your heart knows them in ways your mind cannot logically defend. The reason is simple. Spiritual bonds do not obey earthly timelines. They do not crumble under silence. They do not die when circumstances shift. They pause. They rest. They recalibrate. And last night, Archangel Michael awakened yours again with divine precision. He showed me a vision of two paths, yours and theirs, once running parallel but not yet touching. But last night, something remarkable happened. The lines began to bend toward each other. Slowly. Intentionally. Almost as if an invisible hand were guiding the intersection. That hand was Michael's. He cleared blockages, he cut through spiritual noise, and he aligned your steps with theirs in a way that only heaven could orchestrate. And now, the air around you feels different. You are not imagining it. The signs are intensifying because the revelation is drawing closer. Soon, something will appear in your physical world. A message, a dream, a synchronicity, a sudden shift in energy, and it will confirm everything your spirit already knows. This is the moment before the unveiling. The quiet before the divine announcement. The breath before breakthrough. But listen closely, because Archangel Michael reveals something crucial. Your soulmate hasn't just been reassigned to your path. They have been spiritually awakened to you again. That means their heart is being softened. Their intuition is being sharpened. Their spirit is being pulled into clarity. They may begin questioning certain relationships, stepping away from draining environments, or feeling a sudden desire for truth and connection. These shifts are not random. They are signs that the veil over their heart is lifting. Heaven is preparing them to see you. Yet, before this revelation reaches its full form, Michael warns of one thing: distractions may rise. Not to destroy the connection, but to test your focus. A distraction could come as an old emotion, an old thought pattern, or an unexpected situation that tries to shake your certainty. If you feel any sudden tension, doubt, or confusion over the next few days, know this: it is happening because your blessing is close. The closer heaven brings you to revelation, the louder the noise becomes. But Michael stands guard. He is removing illusions. He is clearing out energies that no longer belong in your story. And he is reminding you that the bond heaven chose for you cannot be taken, tampered with, or torn apart by any earthly force. There is something else, something he whispered with a weight that made the heavens still. He said the revelation is coming through a moment you least expect. A moment that feels ordinary, but carries divine timing. A moment that will make your spirit recognize, this is it. And when that moment arrives, the connection that has been hidden, delayed, or misunderstood will finally take form. Chosen soul, as this revelation deepens, Archangel Michael is drawing even closer to you, urging you to understand something that most people overlook. Last night's reassignment was not just energetic, it was prophetic. Heaven did not simply remind your soulmate of who you are. Heaven restored an ancient bond, one that carries purpose, healing, and destiny in equal measure. When Michael revealed this, the spiritual realm shifted with a sound that felt like a door unlocking. That door is connected to you. He showed me that the moment you woke up today, a new alignment had already begun working on your behalf. You are now walking in a timeline where destiny is waking up, where the truth can no longer be hidden, and where connection cannot remain silent. There is something deeply sacred about the way Archangel Michael described your soulmate's energy. He showed me that last night, as they slept, their spirit was pulled back into a place of remembrance. A place where their soul recognized yours without confusion, without interference, without fear. They were reminded of who you are to them. They were reminded of the light they once felt near you. They were reminded that your presence carries something their life cannot replicate elsewhere. This is why their spirit was unsettled for a moment before finding calm. A recalibration was taking place, a reassigning of spiritual attention. Their heart was being redirected in your direction. Michael said that the bond between you two is like a sealed covenant, untouched by time, untouched by distance, untouched by human misunderstanding. But he also revealed that your soulmate has been surrounded by layers of noise, voices, expectations, and pressures that kept them from seeing clearly. Someone's opinion, someone's presence, or someone's influence created confusion in their path. But last night, that influence lost its grit. Archangel Michael cut it away so decisively that the spiritual fog evaporated instantly. Your soulmate may not realize what happened yet, but they are waking up with questions that did not exist before. Questions that point them back to you. And here is where the revelation becomes even more powerful. Heaven is not only clearing their vision, heaven is preparing your heart for the moment of unveiling. There are certain emotions you have carried for too long: heartbreak, disappointment, fear of repeating old wounds. Archangel Michael is touching those places now, softening them, healing them, preparing them. Not because you must chase your soulmate, but because when the moment of clarity arrives, you must be ready to receive it with a whole heart, not a wounded one. The spiritual pairing like this is never about romantic fantasy. It is about alignment. When two souls ordained for each other come into union, heaven releases a specific kind of light, a light that activates purpose, awakens gifts, and accelerates destiny. Archangel Michael said that your connection carries this light. It is not a simple attraction. It is a divine ignition. And that is why the timing had to be corrected. That is why heaven stepped in last night. This union has work to do. Spiritual work, emotional healing, generational breaking, divine assignment. Michael showed me an image of threads, golden threads, weaving themselves around your life. Each thread represented a moment that is coming. Synchronicities, unexpected messages, conversations guided by spirit, dreams that feel too real to dismiss. These threads are not random. They are markers, destined intersections, signs that the truth is surfacing. But let me tell you something Michael made very clear. As this connection prepares to reveal itself, your spirit will begin sensing three things. First, heightened intuition. You will feel nudges, insights, and inner guidance with unusual clarity. Second, emotional alignment. You will feel a deep peace replacing old fear. And third, spiritual recognition. Something within you will say, "This is the moment heaven prepared me for." Your soulmate may also experience similar shifts. A longing for truth, a desire for emotional honesty, a sudden realization of what matters and what never truly did. Their spirit is being pulled into alignment because the veil that once covered their heart has been removed. And hear this carefully. Archangel Michael said that the revelation will not come through chaos or confusion. It will come through clarity. A moment that feels simple, yet divinely timed. It may be a conversation, a message, a dream, a chance encounter, or an unexpected shift in their behavior. But whatever it is, you will feel an inner confirmation that cannot be denied. Before this revelation fully forms, Michael wants your heart steady, your spirit calm, your faith unwavering, because what is coming is sacred, and you are being asked to remain present, attentive, open. This is not the time to run from your intuition. This is the time to listen to it closely. Stay right here for this journey, because the next unfolding carries a depth you have never heard before. What heaven reveals next will shake the last pieces of doubt from your heart. Type "I receive my alignment" in the comments if your spirit is awakening through this message. Blessing code 1212 is now released over your path of divine connection. As this revelation settles in your spirit, let me speak directly to those who feel the weight of heaven in this message. This channel is not just a voice. It is a vessel heaven uses to reach souls who are thirsty for clarity, truth, and divine awakening. When you pour into this mission through super thanks, membership, or even a seed through PayPal in the description, you are not giving to a creator. You are sowing into the very light that is reaching thousands in darkness. Every act of support becomes a spiritual seed, and God says that every seed produces a harvest in due time. I feel this deeply. If your heart has been stirred today, that stirring is your confirmation. Step into the flow, stand in agreement with heaven, and release your offering as a prophetic act. Blessings follow obedience, and open doors follow generosity. Move now, with faith and with purpose, and watch heaven respond. Beloved one, as this divine story continues to unfold around you, Archangel Michael is urging you to understand something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface of last night's reassignment. What happened on November 29th was not only a spiritual activation, it was a redirection of destiny itself. The moment heaven touched the timeline, your path and your soulmate's path began preparing for convergence in ways neither of you can fully comprehend yet. But heaven knows. The angels know. And your spirit has already begun to sense it. Archangel Michael shows me an image of you standing at a spiritual crossroads. Not a place of fear, but a place of awakening. You have been asking the right questions, even if silently. You have been seeking clarity, seeking truth, seeking a sign that your heart was not imagining the depth you felt. And heaven responded. Last night was the response. Heaven reassigned what was yours because the delay had become spiritually dangerous. The bond between you and this person was drifting in ways that could have caused long-term disconnection if the angels had not intervened. But they did. Michael stepped in, realigned the path, and restored movement where there had been stagnation. He also revealed that for weeks, your soulmate has been experiencing inner conflict, not because they do not care, and not because the bond was fading, but because their spirit has been battling influences that have been clouding their judgment. People around them, pressures around them, and unresolved emotions were creating static in their heart. But last night, Michael severed those cords. He dismantled illusions. He removed spiritual distractions that were pulling them away from their true path. And now, for the first time in a long time, their heart is beginning to see clearly. But clarity is only the beginning. What is coming next is recognition, and this is where the revelation becomes powerful. Your soulmate will begin to sense your energy again, not as a memory, not as a longing, but as a truth rising to the surface. They may feel an unexplained warmth when they think of you. They may dream of you with unusual vividness. They may remember a moment between you with sudden emotional intensity. They may feel a pull, a stirring, an urge to reach out, even if they don't understand why. This is the awakening Archangel Michael activated. It is not subtle. It is not weak. It is not accidental. It is divine. And you, dear one, may begin to feel the shift too. You may find yourself feeling more grounded, more centered, more connected to your inner guidance. You may notice that your intuition is sharpening, that your spirit is quieter, that your heart is calmer. This is because heaven is preparing you for alignment, not confusion. This time, the revelation will not come with chaos. It will come with certainty. But hear this carefully. Archangel Michael says that before the connection fully reveals itself in the physical world, there is one more layer of preparation happening around you. Heaven is rebalancing your emotional energy. The disappointments of your past, the heartbreaks that left you fragile, the fears that whispered lies in moments of weakness, these are being lifted from your spirit one by one. Not because you are broken, but because heaven does not want old wounds contaminating a new chapter. Your soulmate is going through a similar process. Their healing may look different from yours, but it is happening. Heaven is softening their defensiveness. Heaven is releasing them from old attachments. Heaven is pulling them out of cycles they no longer belong in. They may feel restless. They may feel unsettled. They may feel a pull to step away from people or environments that once felt comfortable. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual realignment. The soul knows when something is closing. The soul knows when something is calling. And your soulmate is beginning to feel both. Michael also revealed a powerful truth. Your paths are being prepared to intersect because the purpose of this connection is greater than emotion. Together, your energies carry the ability to break patterns, heal lineage wounds, and activate purpose in ways neither of you could do alone. This is why heaven fought for this bond. This is why last night mattered so deeply. This is why your spirit is awakening. But as this alignment draws closer, you may begin noticing unusual signs. Repeating numbers that appear at moments of deep thought. Songs that echo emotions you haven't spoken out loud. Dreams that carry messages. Moments of synchronicity so precise they cannot be explained logically. These are not coincidences. These are signals. Heaven is guiding you toward recognition. And beloved soul, Michael warns of something else. As the revelation nears, old feelings may rise to the surface for one final clearing. A moment of vulnerability. A moment of reflection. A moment where you question your readiness. When this happens, do not fear it. It is not a setback. It is a cleansing. Heaven is making space for what is coming. Precious soul, as this divine unfolding continues, Archangel Michael brings a deeper revelation, one that touches not only your heart, but the legacy of your spirit. Last night's reassignment didn't simply reconnect you to your soulmate. It placed both of you back on the timeline heaven originally wrote for your life. There is a reason the shift felt so profound, even if you couldn't explain it. Your soul recognized what your mind could not articulate. You stepped back into spiritual alignment, and the moment that happened, heaven began rearranging the energies around you to prepare for what comes next. Archangel Michael showed me something extraordinary, a spiritual contract glowing with golden inscriptions. On that contract were two names, yours and your soulmate's. He said that what was bound in the heavens cannot be unbound by earthly interference. There have been individuals, situations, and even emotional storms attempting to push this connection off course. But last night, heaven overturned every force working against your alignment. Those interferences were not stronger than destiny. They were simply louder. And now, heaven has silenced them. Your soulmate has been feeling this shift too, even if they haven't named it. Michael revealed that their heart is in a state of awakening, a quiet transformation happening beneath the layers of daily life. They may not fully understand the emotions rising within them. They may feel a sudden desire for reflection, solitude, or truth. They may feel drawn to certain memories or moments connected to you, even if they haven't thought about them in a long time. This is the pull of spiritual recognition. This is the energy of a bond being reactivated. But here is where the revelation becomes even more powerful. Archangel Michael says your soulmate has entered a phase of emotional clarity. The confusion that once clouded their decisions is lifting. The fears that held them back are dissolving. The noise that surrounded them is fading into silence. In this clarity, their spirit is beginning to see you, not as an option, not as a memory, but as a truth their heart can no longer deny. Heaven is revealing you to them in pieces, in gentle waves, so their spirit can catch up to what destiny already declared. And your spirit, dear one, is experiencing something similar. You may feel a sudden peace, a releasing of old tension, or a quiet knowing that you cannot fully explain. These sensations are not random. They are spiritual confirmations, signaling that your heart is ready to receive. You have done the inner work. You have walked through seasons of waiting, healing, breaking, and rebuilding. You have been stretched, tested, and refined. And now, heaven is preparing you for alignment, not disappointment. Michael also showed me that you are being surrounded by a new spiritual protection. This protection is not just shielding your heart, it is shielding your connection. There are certain people, energies, and environments that heaven will remove for your sake. You may notice some distances forming naturally, relationships fading, or circumstances shifting unexpectedly. Do not fear these changes. They are happening because heaven is clearing your path. Nothing that is leaving your life right now is part of where you are going. The vision Michael revealed next was striking. He showed me two lights, far apart, yet moving slowly toward each other. As they moved, the path between them became brighter, as if guided by invisible hands. These two lights were you and your soulmate. He said that the convergence has already begun. What was once stagnant is now moving. What was once unclear is becoming defined. What was once delayed is now being accelerated. But there is something essential you must understand. As the connection draws closer, both you and your soulmate may experience a surge of emotional sensitivity. Old wounds may resurface briefly, not to break you, but to be released once and for all. You may feel a longing you cannot explain. You may feel a pull in your chest, a stirring in your spirit, a shift in your energy. These are signs of alignment. Heaven is preparing your hearts for union. Michael warns that during this time, your intuition will heighten dramatically. Pay attention to the thoughts that come unprovoked, the dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss, the guidance that seems to arise from nowhere. Heaven is speaking to you. The angels are directing your steps. The spiritual world is more active around you now than ever before. And beloved one, there is a moment approaching A moment when everything will click into place. A moment where the truth will reveal itself not with confusion, but with breathtaking clarity. This moment will come softly, unexpectedly, yet unmistakably. You will know. Your spirit will recognize it instantly. Stay present. Stay open. Stay grounded in the knowing that heaven is orchestrating a connection far greater than you imagine. Beloved spirit, as the veil continues to lift, Archangel Michael reveals something even more profound about what took place last night. The reassignment was not simply a moment of spiritual redirection. It was a moment of restoration. Heaven restored something that was once disrupted, delayed, or distorted. A divine truth about your connection resurfaced in the spiritual realm, and now it is beginning to echo into your physical world. You may not see the full shape of it yet, but your soul can feel it. That subtle vibration inside you, that quiet anticipation, that gentle warmth resting on your heart. These are not random sensations. These are signs of an unfolding that has already begun. Archangel Michael showed me a vision of your soulmate standing at the edge of a spiritual mirror. In the reflection, they did not see themselves the way they normally do. They saw the version of themselves they are becoming, a higher, clearer, more awakened version. The reason this is important is because heaven is reassigning them to you from a place of readiness, not confusion. They are entering a new chapter of emotional clarity. Their inner walls are lowering. Their defenses are softening. Their intuition is becoming sharper. The fog that once clouded their heart has been lifted, and they are beginning to recognize what heaven has been trying to show them for a long time. Michael says your soulmate is not just awakening to you. They are awakening to themselves. They are starting to understand what their heart truly desires. They are starting to question what truly matters. They are beginning to feel the emptiness of distractions that once pulled them away. They are realizing that certain people, environments, and attachments no longer align with the person they are becoming. This inner shift is the beginning of recognition, and it is happening because the angels intervened last night. You may notice energetic shifts around you as well. One moment, you feel stillness. The next, you feel intensity. One moment, your mind is quiet. The next, your heart stirs with memories or emotions that feel ancient. This emotional wave is part of the spiritual preparation. Heaven is loosening the grip of old burdens. Heaven is removing the residue of past heartbreak. Heaven is cleansing your spirit from disappointments that once tainted your trust. You are not just being prepared for your soulmate. You are being prepared for a connection that carries divine purpose. Michael showed me that a new spiritual alignment has formed around your life. This alignment is like a corridor of light, guiding both you and your soulmate toward a destined intersection. Everything that once felt out of sync is now moving back into balance. Every place where there was misunderstanding is being healed. Every section of the timeline that once stalled is now accelerating. The angels are orchestrating movements behind the scenes, shifting energies, guiding thoughts, nudging hearts, and opening doors. He said something powerful. When heaven is ready to reveal, no earthly force can conceal. This means the truth of your connection is approaching a moment of undeniable clarity. Even if you feel uncertain at times, even if you question what your heart senses, heaven is not confused. Archangel Michael is not confused. Your spirit is not confused. Something within you knows exactly what is coming. Your intuition has been whispering it for a long time. Michael also revealed why the timing had to be corrected. Your soulmate was walking through a spiritual storm without realizing it. They were surrounded by emotional noise, opinions, influences, old wounds, expectations, obligations, all pulling them away from their true path. But last night, the angels cut through that noise with precision. They removed attachments that were draining their spirit. They dismantled illusions that were clouding their decisions. They broke the influence of individuals or environments that were never meant to shape their future. And now, with the fog lifted, your soulmate can finally begin to recognize the truth that has been waiting for them, the truth of who you are and what you mean to their journey. But here is where the revelation deepens even further. Michael says the next phase is a phase of spiritual magnetism. Your energies are beginning to draw toward each other. This is not something you force. This is not something you chase. This is something heaven orchestrates. You will begin to notice small shifts, a sudden thought of them, a random reminder, a dream, a moment of synchronicity, a pull inside your chest. These are signs of activation. Heaven is aligning your hearts before aligning your steps. Your soulmate will feel these signs too. They may feel a sudden urge to reflect on the past. They may feel an unexpected longing. They may experience dreams that feel too vivid to ignore. They may sense a calling, a pull, a recognition they cannot logically explain. These are the signals that heaven is waking their spirit. Michael also warns that as this alignment strengthens, there may be moments of emotional intensity, not to break you, but to release what no longer belongs in your story. A memory may surface, a fear may rise, an old belief may return briefly. If this happens, know that it is a final cleansing before the revelation. Heaven is not trying to overwhelm you. Heaven is trying to free you. Beloved soul, as we move deeper into this unfolding, Archangel Michael reveals a truth that touches the very core of your spiritual journey. What happened last night was not just the reassignment of a soulmate. It was the reopening of a divine chapter that had been sealed until the timing was right. Heaven has been watching your growth, your pain, your resilience, and your transformation. The angels have witnessed every moment where you held on when your heart felt tired, every moment where you rose from disappointment, every moment where you kept faith even when clarity was nowhere to be found. And because of this, the timeline shifted in your favor. Archangel Michael shows me that your life vibrates differently today than it did even a month ago. Your energy field has expanded. Your intuition has sharpened. Your spirit has matured. All the internal shifts you have been experiencing, the sudden moments of peace, the unexpected emotional releases, the recurring sense of something is coming, or preparing you for what heaven initiated last night. This preparation was necessary. Without it, your heart would not have been ready to recognize the truth that is about to be revealed. And here is the revelation Michael wants you to understand. Your soulmate's awakening is running parallel to your own. Their heart is opening. Their spirit is softening. Their intuition is stirring. Even if they seem distant in the physical world, their soul is moving toward you in the spiritual realm. Michael says they have been fighting battles you cannot see, battles of confusion, battles of pressure, battles of identity, battles of emotional exhaustion. But last night marked the breaking of those battles. Heaven stepped in and removed what was weighing them down. The heaviness they once carried is dissolving. In this new clarity, they will begin to feel an inner calling that grows stronger with each passing day. A calling toward healing. A calling toward truth. A calling toward alignment. And yes, a calling toward you. They may not yet understand why their spirit feels unsettled or why their heart is shifting, but these inner changes are the early signs of awakening. Michael says they are remembering something their heart once knew, but had forgot. They are remembering the spiritual connection, the emotional familiarity, the divine resonance that only you carry. And you, dear one, may feel this awakening pulling you too. Your dreams may become more vivid. Your thoughts may become more intentional. Your emotional sensitivity may heighten in unexpected ways. These shifts are not coincidences. They are spiritual confirmations that the gap between your paths is closing. Heaven is drawing your energies into alignment, creating an invisible bridge between you and your soulmate that grows stronger with each day. But here is something very important. Archangel Michael wants you to know that before the revelation occurs in the physical world, both you and your soulmate must complete a phase of internal clearing. This clearing is happening now. It may come in the form of sudden realizations, emotional releases, or moments of introspection. You may find yourself thinking about your future differently. You may feel ready to let go of past hurts. You may feel a shift in your desires, your boundaries, or your expectations. All of these shifts are part of the preparation. Your soulmate is undergoing a similar clearing. Heaven is releasing them from emotional entanglements that never belonged to their destiny. Certain relationships may suddenly feel empty to them. Certain environments may start to feel heavy. Certain attachments may feel draining. These sensations are signals that heaven is pulling them away from what no longer aligns with their soul's purpose. Michael also shows me that your soulmate is entering a phase of spiritual recognition. They may begin seeing signs connected to you. They may experience dreams that bring your energy to the forefront. They may feel your presence in moments when their guard is down. These experiences will intensify because heaven is preparing their heart to accept a connection they once overlooked or could not fully embrace. You may also begin noticing signs from heaven. Repeating numbers, unexpected reminders, sudden moments of emotional warmth. These are messages from the angels, assuring you that the path is unfolding exactly as it should. Nothing is delayed. Nothing is denied. Everything is aligning in divine timing. But Michael offers a gentle warning. As the revelation nears, you may feel temporary moments of emotional intensity. Old fears may surface, not to harm you, but to be released once and for all. When these moments come, do not run from them. Allow them to move through you. They are the last remnants of past pain leaving your spirit so that you can receive what heaven is preparing without carrying old burdens into a new chapter. And now, the most important part. Michael reveals that a destined moment is approaching, a point of convergence. A moment where the truth of this connection will begin to rise in your physical world. It may arrive softly, unexpectedly, through a gesture, a message, a dream, or a moment of divine timing. But when it comes, you will know instantly. Your spirit will recognize it. Your heart will confirm it. And nothing will feel the same after that moment. Sacred One, as the revelation deepens, Archangel Michael brings forth a message that carries both urgency and tenderness. What happened last night was not the beginning of your story, but the return to a destiny that was temporarily paused. Heaven does not forget what it ordains. Divine bonds do not dissolve simply because time passed, distance grew, or circumstances became complicated. They remain alive beneath the surface, waiting for the exact moment heaven decides to reawaken them. And that moment was November 29th. Archangel Michael shows me a vision of your soul and your soulmate's soul standing beneath a beam of heavenly light. This beam is not just illumination, it is activation. It signifies that heaven has placed a seal of protection over your connection, ensuring that what rises now will not be hindered by the distractions, fears, or external influences that once created distance. The angels are guarding this path. They are watching over the alignment. And they are guiding both you and your soulmate closer to the moment where truth reveals itself openly. Your soulmate spirit is stirring in a way it has not stirred in a long time. They are not simply thinking about you, they are feeling you. Feeling your energy. feeling your presence, feeling the resonance of something sacred they once could not fully comprehend. Michael shows me that their heart is in a state of gentle awakening, a quiet unfolding of memories, emotions, and recognition. They may not be consciously aware of why these feelings are rising, but their soul knows exactly what is happening. Heaven is awakening their inner knowing. And you, dear one, are experiencing a parallel awakening. You may feel a pull in your chest, a sense of anticipation, or a calm expectation that something is shifting. You may find yourself releasing old patterns or old fears without even trying. This is because heaven is preparing your heart to meet this connection without resistance. You have carried fears from past experiences that no longer serve this chapter. The angels are lifting them off you layer by layer so that when the moment of revelation arrives, you will receive it with clarity, not hesitation. Michael showed me something incredibly beautiful. Your soulmate is being guided toward truth through subtle spiritual nudges. A moment of reflection. A dream that feels too real to ignore. A sudden thought of you that brings unexpected warmth. A memory that resurfaces with new meaning. These are not coincidences. These are angelic whispers. Heaven is communicating with them in ways that bypass the mind and speak directly to the heart. But the most important revelation Michael shares is this. Your soulmate is entering a phase of alignment where they will begin making decisions that reflect their soul, not their fear. This is crucial. For too long, fear stood between destiny and action. But last night, fear lost its authority. Heaven reclaimed what was yours. Now your soulmate is being gently guided into emotional clarity, spiritual recognition, and inner strength. This is why they may begin distancing from people or environments that feel heavy. This is why they may feel drawn toward peace, truth, and authenticity. Heaven is guiding their footsteps, and you may notice the same. Your energy is becoming lighter. Your intuition is becoming stronger. Your spirit is becoming more grounded. Old doubts are losing their grip. This is the internal confirmation that alignment is near. Yet Michael also gives a gentle warning. As the connection draws closer to revelation, there may be a brief moment where emotions intensify. This is not a sign of delay. It is a sign of breakthrough. When heaven is about to reveal, the heart often feels the shift before the mind understands it. If you experience sudden sensitivity, sudden longing, sudden clarity, or sudden emotional release, know that you are stepping into the threshold of manifestation. And then comes the moment Michael wants you to prepare for, a moment of divine clarity that will arrive unexpectedly. It may be a message, a sign, a dream, an interaction, or a shift in energy so distinct that your spirit will immediately recognize it. This moment will confirm everything heaven has been preparing you for. It will reveal the truth of the connection. It will show you that the reassignment was not symbolic. It was real, active, and unfolding. Before you continue, take a breath and anchor yourself. The next unfolding carries a weight that will shift how you see everything. What comes next brings the deeper revelation of why this soul was always meant to walk with you. Stay with me, because the awakening is about to unfold into recognition. Type "I receive the awakening" in the comments if this message resonates with your spirit. Blessing code 1414 is now opened over your connection. In this sacred moment of awakening, let me speak directly into your spirit. When you support this mission through Super Thanks, membership, or a seed through PayPal in the description, you are not fueling a channel. You are fueling a divine assignment. You are helping the light break into places where confusion has lived for too long. Heaven moves through willing vessels, and when you give, you become part of that move. The word says that when you sow into God's work, windows of heaven open over your life, releasing blessings you cannot measure. I feel this strongly. If this message is stirring your heart, that stirring is your invitation. Step boldly. Align your action with your faith. Release your offering as a prophetic seed and watch how heaven multiplies it back into your life. Precious soul, Archangel Michael now draws back a deeper portion of the veil, revealing layers of truth that were hidden from you until this exact moment. What happened on November 29th was not merely the shifting of destiny, it was the unlocking of a spiritual covenant that had been resting in silence. There are connections that life gives you, and there are connections that heaven assigns to you. Yours is the latter. And when heaven assigns something, it does not revoke it. It preserves it until both souls are prepared to walk in the fullness of what was written for them. Archangel Michael shows me that last night, a divine echo went out from your spirit, a silent call that reached your soulmate even in their sleep. Their soul heard it. Their heart absorbed it. Their spirit responded to it, whether they understand this consciously or not. Something within them softened, something shifted, something aligned. They felt a pull they could not explain, a warmth they could not label, a recognition they could not dismiss. This is spiritual resonance. This is soul memory awakening after a long silence. Heaven chose this timing with precision. Weeks ago, months ago, even years ago, this unfolding would not have been possible. Your heart was still healing. Their spirit was still tangled. Your paths were still preparing, still pruning, still releasing what did not belong. But last night, the pruning was complete. The path was clear. The interference was removed. And destiny stepped forward. Michael reveals that your soulmate is currently in a state of deep inner evaluation. Their thoughts may seem scattered on the outside, but their emotions are lining underneath the surface. They may feel drawn to moments of quiet. They may feel restless without knowing why. They may feel the desire to withdraw from certain people who once held their attention. These are signs of spiritual rebalancing. Heaven is adjusting their energy, guiding them back toward their path, your path. You may notice your own emotional landscape shifting as well. You may feel strange calm, or perhaps a heightened sensitivity. You may feel old fears rising only to dissolve moments later. You may feel ready in ways you couldn't have imagined before. This is the spiritual acceleration that follows divine intervention. Heaven is preparing your heart to receive, not resist. Michael shows me a powerful image, two hearts that have been orbiting each other for longer than you realize. At times, the orbit grew distant. At times, the paths looked separate. Yet the gravitational pull never disappeared, because this connection was written into the fabric of your existence. You did not choose it. Heaven did. And what heaven writes, no man can erase. But here is the part Michael wants your heart to understand. Your soulmate is waking up emotionally, but the awakening will not happen all at once. It will come in waves. A memory, a moment, a feeling, a realization, something you said, something they felt, something heaven whispers to them when their guard is down. Bit by bit, their spirit will recall the truth of this connection. And when that truth settles, the revelation will unfold in the physical world. Michael also reveals that a divine sequence is currently in motion, a sequence of signs, events, conversations, opportunities, and inner shifts that will guide both of you toward the destined intersection. Some of these signs you will notice. Some will be invisible to you, but all of them are orchestrated with precision. because heaven does not leave destiny to chance. You may begin noticing synchronicities in the days ahead, repeating numbers at unusual moments, thoughts that echo what you feel in your spirit, unexpected dreams that carry emotion, sudden waves of warmth or clarity. These are signals, not coincidences. They are heaven's way of telling you that the revelation is approaching. But Archangel Michael wants you to stay grounded, not anxious, not impatient, grounded. Because when heaven moves, it does not move according to earthly pacing. It moves according to readiness. And right now, readiness is forming in both hearts. There is something else Michael shows me, a moment approaching that will shift the energy between you and your soulmate. A moment that will feel small on the surface, but will carry stunning spiritual weight. It may be something they say, something they do, something they admit, or even something they feel compelled to reach out about. This moment will open a doorway. Through that doorway will come clarity, truth, and recognition. And beloved soul, when that moment arrives, everything you have felt intuitively will finally make sense. Your spirit has known this truth long before your mind did. That is why you never fully detached from this connection. That is why the bond felt ancient, familiar, unshakable. This was never ordinary. It was never random. It was never casual. It was written. Archangel Michael wants you to prepare for a shift in the energy around you. You may feel drawn to rest more. You may feel emotional clarity settling over your heart. You may sense a spiritual quickening. These are signs that the timeline is accelerating. Do not fear the intensity of this moment. Do not fear the changes happening around you. Heaven is aligning everything necessary for the revelation. And the closer the revelation gets, the more your spirit will feel its approach. Beloved heart, Archangel Michael now brings forward one of the most sacred revelations in this entire message. What happened last night was not just a spiritual reassignment. It was a merging of timelines. There were once multiple paths your life could have taken, multiple directions your soulmate could have chosen, multiple outcomes that seemed possible. But on November 29th, heaven collapsed the unnecessary timelines and aligned both of you back onto the one destiny that was written from the beginning. This kind of divine alignment happens only when the soul is truly ready. Michael shows me that you have stepped into a new spiritual frequency, one that is beginning to magnetize the things, people, and moments that belong to your highest calling. Your soulmate is being drawn into this same field. Even if they are not consciously aware, their spirit is responding to this pull. They may feel an unexplained shift in their emotions, a sudden desire for clarity, a longing for authenticity, a restlessness with anything superficial. These emotional tremors are not random. They are heaven's way of awakening them gently yet firmly. Archangel Michael reveals something profound. Your soulmate's heart recognized you again last night. There was a moment during their sleep when a memory resurfaced. Not a physical memory, but a soul memory. A recognition that bypassed logic and touched the deepest part of their being. Their spirit remembered the bond. Their heart remembered the feeling. Their energy remembered your presence. And that recognition created a ripple that is now moving through their waking world. This ripple will guide them toward you in ways that feel natural, effortless, and guided. But heaven is not only working on their heart, it is working on your heart as well. You are shedding old emotional layers at a rapid pace. Layers that once made you question your worth. Layers that once made you fear abandonment. Layers that once made you settle for less than what your soul deserved. These layers are dissolving because heaven is preparing you to receive this connection from a place of strength, not vulnerability. Michael shows me that your energy is becoming clearer, purer, and more aligned. You may notice that you are less reactive. You may find yourself feeling more emotionally stable. You may feel internally centered in a way you haven't felt in a long time. This is spiritual refinement. Heaven does not bring you into your divine connection while your heart is carrying weights that do not belong. The angels are lifting those weights now. As this alignment intensifies, you may begin experiencing signs that feel almost impossible to ignore. A sudden thought of your soulmate in moments that feel too specific. A dream that reveals a message or emotion. A day where everything seems to point toward their presence. These signs will become stronger, not weaker, because heaven is guiding your spirit into recognition before guiding your steps into action. And here is where Michael reveals something even more powerful. Your soulmate is about to enter a phase of truth. A phase where illusions fall away. A phase where they cannot pretend, cannot hide, and cannot suppress what their soul knows anymore. You may notice subtle signs of shift in their behavior, even before they speak, even before they act. This is because heaven is opening their eyes from within. Michael whispers a truth that will echo in your spirit. The heart knows what the mind tries to forget. Your soulmate has tried to silence certain feelings. They have tried to distance themselves. They have tried to distract their heart. But their soul never forgot you. When heaven reawakened this bond last night, those feelings resurfaced with clarity. They may feel at first as a gentle pull, then as a quiet thought, then as a longing, and eventually as a truth they cannot ignore. Your own spirit will undergo a similar recognition. You may feel moments of sudden clarity, moments where your intuition speaks louder, moments where you feel the connection as if it is touching you from the inside. These sensations are confirmation. They are evidence of alignment. They are the spiritual announcement that the revelation is approaching. Archangel Michael shows me a moment ahead, a moment where something shifts in the physical realm. It may begin small. That gesture, a sign, a coincidence that feels too precise to dismiss. But that moment will act as the doorway between spiritual awakening and physical manifestation. After that, the connection will no longer feel distant or abstract. It will begin to materialize in front of you. But before this moment arrives, Michael gives you a gentle instruction. Remain open. Do not close your heart out of fear. Do not let old wounds dictate how you receive new blessings. Heaven is not repeating your past. Heaven is redeeming it. Your spirit is ready for what is coming. Your heart is being prepared. And your soulmate was awakening at the perfect pace heaven designed. Beloved soul, as Archangel Michael unveils the next layer of this divine unfolding, the message becomes even more profound, even more intimate, and even more precise. Last night's reassignment was not merely a moment of spiritual activity. It was the restoration of truth. A truth that has been buried under doubt, fear, delay, and emotional noise. A truth your soul has always known, even when your mind struggled to accept it. A truth your soulmate has felt in flashes, in fragments, in fleeting moments that they could not fully understand. That truth is rising now, and heaven says it cannot remain hidden any longer. Michael shows me an image of a golden thread connecting your heart to your soulmate's heart. This thread has existed since before your first breath. Time has tugged at it. Distance has stretched it. Circumstances have tangled it. But nothing, absolutely nothing, has been able to sever it. Last night, that golden thread glowed brighter. Heaven reactivated it, strengthened it, and anchored it deeper into your spiritual timeline. This activation is why your spirit has felt different. This is why your emotions have shifted. This is why your intuition has been so loud. Your inner world is responding to what heaven already completed. Your soulmate has felt this shift as well. Even if they cannot articulate it, even if their mind is confused, their spirit is alert. Michael says they woke up with a sensation they did not fully understand, a quiet tug, a subtle longing, a sense that something has changed. Their heart is searching for meaning, searching for clarity, searching for the source of this new emotional current. And their soul knows where that current is coming from. It is coming from you. Michael reveals that your soulmate has entered a phase where the heart begins to override the mind. They have been guided by logic, fear, or external expectations for far too long. But heaven is now rising in their emotions. They may notice themselves questioning what they once tolerated. They may feel discomfort in places that once felt comfortable. They may feel drawn toward truth, depth, and emotional honesty, even if they resisted these things before. This is not random. Heaven is preparing them for revelation. You may notice parallel shifts within yourself. You may feel more clarity than confusion. You may feel a strange peace even though nothing has been fully explained yet. You may feel a new strength settling inside you. These sensations are not imagined. They are signs that you have stepped into the vibration of the life heaven always intended for you. You are no longer fighting old timelines. You are no longer holding emotional weight that doesn't belong to your destiny. You are walking in restored alignment. But here is something crucial that Michael wants you to understand. Your soulmate is not only awakening emotionally, they are awakening spiritually. Heaven is opening their eyes in ways they are not used to. They may begin seeing certain situations clearly for the first time. They may feel protective of their peace in a way they never did before. They may feel drawn toward healing, introspection, and authenticity. These signs indicate that heaven is bringing them into the exact state needed for the revelation of your connection to make sense. Michael showed me another powerful vision, your soulmate standing at a crossroads with two paths before them. One path is familiar, easy, and predictable. The other is aligned, sacred, and transformative. Heaven is guiding them toward the second path. This path leads to truth, to purpose, to emotional fulfillment, and to you. They are not walking this path out of pressure. They are walking it because their soul recognizes the direction it has always longed for. During this time, you may sense emotional warmth rising unexpectedly. A sudden calm, a sudden certainty, a sudden inner knowing. Heaven allows these moments so your spirit can anchor itself in truth before your eyes see the manifestation. This is important because when the revelation appears, it will not come with chaos or fear. It will come with undeniable spiritual recognition. Michael whispers a powerful truth. Revelation requires readiness. Your soulmate is entering readiness now. Their heart is shedding its old hesitations. Their spirit is stepping out of fog. Their emotions are aligning. Their intuition is awakening. And heaven is removing the last obstacles that once kept this connection from unfolding clearly. At the same time, heaven is refining you. You are being strengthened, grounded, and elevated. You are being prepared to receive, not chase. To recognize, not doubt. To welcome, not fear. Heaven is bringing you into emotional clarity so that when the moment arrives, you will not shrink, question, or hesitate. You will know. And now Michael reveals something deeply personal. A moment is approaching where your soulmate will experience a shift so powerful they will not be able to dismiss it. A moment of truth. A moment of clarity. A moment of emotional gravity that pulls their awareness into alignment. After this moment, Their actions, thoughts, or communication will begin shifting. Subtly at first, then more boldly, then undeniably. This moment is the beginning of revelation. But Michael instructs you with tenderness. Remain open. Remain steady. Remain in the flow of divine timing. Do not allow old fears to rise. Do not let impatience blur your clarity. Heaven is aligning both of you with precision. And the next unfolding will bring you closer to understanding why this connection was reassigned and why the timing could not be altered. Precious one, you are drawing near to the moment where heaven begins revealing what your spirit has carried for so long. Beloved heart, we have reached the final layer of this prophetic unfolding, and Archangel Michael's voice grows even clearer, even softer, even more certain. What happened last night was not a symbolic gesture from heaven. It was a divine intervention that rewrote the direction of your connection. Heaven has realigned your lives, reactivated your covenant, and recalibrated your destinies. This is the moment where your spirit begins to understand what your intuition has been whispering all along. Something sacred has returned to its rightful place. Archangel Michael shows me a powerful image, your soulmate standing in a field of light, their heart illuminated, their spirit awakened, their inner truth rising to the surface. They are no longer as they once were. The fog that once surrounded them is clearing. The doubts that once paralyzed them are dissolving. The emotional heaviness that once clouded their vision is lifting like mist in the morning sun. Heaven has touched them. Heaven has spoken to them. Heaven has begun to awaken their recognition of you. And you, precious one, are stepping into your own awakening. The emotional exhaustion you once carried is being lifted. The past wounds that once shaped your fears are being healed from the inside out. You are sensing clarity, stability, peace, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is happening exactly as it should. Your soul feels it first. Your heart knows before your eyes see. This peace is not normal peace, it is prophetic peace. It arrives only when heaven has already finished the work behind the scenes. Michael reveals that your paths are now moving toward a destined point of convergence. This convergence will not come through confusion, chaos, or fear. It will come through clarity, a moment of divine timing, a moment that feels natural yet unmistakably spiritual, a moment where something shifts, a message, a gesture, a sign, a breakthrough, and your heart will whisper, "This is it." You will not have to guess. You will not have to question. Your spirit will know instantly. Heaven has always designed it this way. Your soulmate will begin to experience this pull more intensely. They may feel an urge to reach out. They may feel the need to express something. They may realize a truth they've been avoiding. They may find themselves thinking of you repeatedly, not as a memory, but as a calling. They may feel drawn toward healing, closure, honesty, or reconnection. These impulses are not random. They are heaven-guided. Michael says their awakening is not complete yet, but it is accelerating. And when their awareness finally locks onto the truth, their actions will follow. Your own spirit is being prepared too. Heaven is strengthening your discernment, softening your heart, and stabilizing your emotions. You are being prepared to receive a connection that aligns not only with your heart, but with your destiny. This connection carries purpose. It carries healing. It carries transformation for both of you. This is why heaven fought for it. This is why last night mattered. This is why the revelation must occur. Michael whispers something that settles deeply within your spirit. Nothing that is meant for you can pass you. Heaven will not allow it. This connection is not slipping away. It is rising. It is aligning. It is approaching. And when the moment arrives, You will stand in a place of recognition, not confusion. A place where the spiritual becomes visible, where the hidden becomes clear, where the silent becomes spoken. As you move forward from this message, remain open, remain grounded, remain expectant. Heaven has already begun the unveiling. What your soul has carried, what your heart has waited for, what your intuition has sensed, it is all converging into manifestation. You are walking toward revelation. Your soulmate is awakening toward you, and heaven is guiding every step of this divine return. Prepare yourself, beloved soul. The moment your heart has longed for is closer than your eyes can see. Type "I receive this divine revelation" in the comments if your spirit is aligned with this final message. Blessing Code 2020 is now released over your destiny, connection, and unfolding future. As this revelation rests on your heart, hear this with spiritual clarity. When you support this mission through super thanks, membership, or a seed through PayPal in the description, you are not fueling a platform. You are fueling a divine assignment designed to reach the lost, the waiting, and the weary. Scripture declares that when you sow into God's work, He opens the windows of heaven, pouring out blessings beyond measure, and today that promise is alive for you. I feel the Spirit leading me to speak this boldly. Your giving is not a donation. It is a prophetic act that aligns you with the very promise heaven is releasing tonight. If this message has awakened something deep within you, that stirring is your confirmation. Step into this moment with faith, sow into the light, and let heaven multiply your obedience back into your life 100-fold. Move now, not later, for the anointing is present, and heaven responds when you do.